Last summer, I was able to get an internship at my hometown's radio station, KVW, outside of El Paso. During the day, things went well. I got along with the other interns and enjoyed my duties, making coffee, cleaning the bathrooms, ordering the files, and placing calls for special guests. But that was during the day. See, in my small town of Dune Acres, we have a story that gets passed around. Dune Acres was once a thriving prospecting settlement, and most of its population consisted of both Caucasian and Mexican people. They got along fairly well until a Mexican man was falsely accused of raping a white woman. The Mexicans, knowing that the accusation was false, became enraged, and according to some, summoned a being from hell to get revenge. But the summoning went wrong, and after blood was spilt, the demon was trapped on our plane of existence, bound the woman who summoned him, becoming a demonic hybrid unable to cross into heaven or hell. But on the full moon, she makes her presence known at midnight and says a rhyme. If anyone listens to it through all 4 verses or looks into her eyes, she takes them away. But these were stories my older sister told me for a scare, and as I got older, I disregarded them. But when Shock Jock Lock, the station manager, told me and a few of the other interns that we'd be working nights next week, my mind began to wonder about that story. My friends Seth and Jenna were working with me on the night shift, so it wasn't that bad. In fact, an hour after we got to work, we were cracking jokes and playing Cards Against Humanity, so I completely forgot about it. Then, at around 11:50, I heard a thumping sound from the hallway outside the break room, where I was making coffee. I assumed it was Seth or Jenna having a rubber band fight or throwing the football we'd found earlier. But then I heard a shaky voice that sounded old and muffled, as if someone had filled their mouth with dirt and tried to talk. The weird mumbling voice seemed to get closer, and as it did, I swore I could almost make it out what the voice was saying. The grandmother arrives at midnight to address the town. "Give up the good children, let me take them down." I froze, and the Welcome to Night Vale mug slipped out of my hand and shattered against the linoleum floor as the lights began to flicker. That was the first verse of the rhyme that my sister told me. The thumping sound became steady and seemed to pick up speed coming down the hallway. I managed to shake myself out of the grip of fear and lunged for the door, slamming it shut just as the noise rounded the corner. For a few agonizing seconds, the doorknob was rattled and jostled before it stopped. I held my breath as something metallic was ran over the door, right where my back was positioned. "It's been so long, grandchild. You never come around. Why don't you, please come down?" I felt my blood freeze when I heard Seth's voice in the hallway. "Yo, hermano, let's have that coffee already. I need the caffeine." A wave of relief washed over me. "Seth, thank God this was a prank." I wrenched the door open but screamed at what I saw. A gnarled ancient woman, wearing a ratty prairie dress speckled with what appeared to be blood and bits of sinew. Her bare arms were pockmarked with tiny holes, and jutting out from them were black spikes, a few of which were pulsating and undulating, as if worms were writhing under the skin beneath them. Her lower jaw looked as if it was dislocated and hung, unnaturally wide, with 2 twin slashes across the sides of her mouth. But the worst part was her eyes. They were empty sockets with deep cuts around them, as if they had been ripped out. She extended one gnarled and bloodied finger and pointed it at my chest. "I have my grandchild," she said in Seth's voice. I don't remember what happened next, but I ran before she could grab me.